Hello, Good News Club. I'm Paul and this is Eleanor, and it's good to be with you this morning. And we're going to continue learning from Mark's Gospel about who Jesus is and what it means to follow him. And let's just see if we can recap over what we've been learning in the last few weeks.
So, about 3 weeks ago, Jesus was teaching his disciples that he must suffer, be rejected and be put to death.
And then a couple of weeks ago, we read about Jesus up the mountainside with two of his disciples, where he met Moses and Elijah, and they all heard God's voice speaking, saying, "This is my son, listen to him."
And then last week, we heard about Jesus and his meeting of a rich man. And the rich man said to Jesus, how can I be a part of your kingdom? And Jesus said two things. He said, first of all, you must keep all of my commandments. And the rich man thought, brilliant, I'm already doing that, great. But Jesus also said, to be a part of my kingdom, you should sell all you have and give that money to the poor. And the rich man thought, not really sure if I can do that. But we also learnt about Jesus and how he blessed the little children. In fact, Jesus said that to be a part of his kingdom, we need to be like the little children.
So you can see Jesus is telling us about a kingdom which is a bit topsy-turvy. The kind of people who are important in God's kingdom are not the kind of people who are important in our world. And things are really a bit different from how you might expect them to be. Now this week we're learning a bit more from Mark chapter 10 from verse 35. You might want to read that after we've finished. But in this section, we learn first of all about Jesus talking to two of his disciples, to James and John. Now, Eleanor, what was it that James and John said?
They said, let one of us sit at your right and the other at your left when you are in glory.
Well, that was an interesting thing to ask, wasn't it? It sounds like James and John had understood that Jesus is a king, but they're still thinking a king is somebody who should be surrounded by glory. Maybe they were thinking of thrones and crowns and power and that kind of stuff. Well, Jesus said, I'm not sure you understand what you're asking for. Can you really follow me through everything I've got to go through?
Yeah, we can.
Well, Jesus said, yes, you will. But what he meant was they would have to follow him through all his suffering, through the suffering he'd already talked about and having to die to save us from our sins. The next person that Jesus met was a man called Bartimaeus. And I'd like you to be Bartimaeus for us. Now, we don't know very much about Bartimaeus, but we know one thing. Bartimaeus couldn't see. He was blind. Now, Eleanor, what was it that Bartimaeus was saying?
Son of David, have mercy on me.
Now, people tried to stop Bartimaeus bothering Jesus. They thought he's not the kind of person who should be talking to an important teacher like Jesus. Bartimaeus kept making a lot of noise.
Son of David, have mercy on me.
Jesus said, bring him over, I want to talk to him. So they did bring him over, and Jesus said, Bartimaeus, what is it that you want?
Rabbi, I want to see.
Go, said Jesus, your faith has made you well. Straight away, Bartimaeus could see. Isn't that amazing? So that just shows again, Jesus is really interested in Bartimaeus. He could see that Bartimaeus had faith. He knew who Jesus was. And that faith was what Jesus was really interested in. He wasn't interested in glory, in bossing people around, in power, in thrones. He wants people who have faith in him. And it's that kind of topsy-turvy world that really shows us what Jesus' kingdom is like. And the craft we've got this week is a good way of showing how Jesus' world is a bit topsy-turvy. It's a bit tricky to make this, but with a bit of help you might just manage it. It's got these cocktail sticks that are a bit sharp, so take care. But what it shows is, in this world, we've got some people looking quite important and pleased with themselves. Some children looking a bit unhappy. The one there is really quite making a lot of noise. But that's this world. Then turn it over to get Jesus' kingdom. Things are a bit different. You can see the children looking much happier. Perhaps they've heard Jesus say you've got to be like children to be part of God's kingdom. Whereas the important people at the bottom are looking a bit uncertain. They're not sure if they're in God's kingdom. They really need to decide that they're going to trust Jesus and follow him. And that's a bit difficult for them. So, this world, Jesus' kingdom, quite different. See if you can have a go at that. There's some good colouring in as well. And I look forward to seeing on Sunday morning how you get on. Goodbye for now.